Hey guys, welcome to the Awakening 61 today. Right, today I want to talk about loneliness, intense loneliness. I want to talk about the throwaway people. I want to talk about those that have no one. And take you from the dark into the light by talking about that. You know, when I was in the therapeutic community that I keep talking about, that's in this book, one of the reasons people healed in there was because there was a 24-hour support system for people. 24-hour support system where you could ring up, and if you felt unhappy or scared, you could ring up, you get 20 minutes on the support line. And then you go back into the community 3 days a week. You were never alone. For 2 years nearly, you were supported. You were never alone. And that's why people healed. That's why I healed as well. Because for the first time in my life, I felt I had a community. I had somewhere to go where I was safer there than outside in the world. Even though I got a lot of bullying and tough love, you still knew that whatever happened, people would answer that phone and support you because that was their job, to be on the support line. And that was the first time in my life ever, since then and after, that I actually felt loved. Not unconditional. Well, yes, on the support line, people really cared. They really held you for that 20 minutes. And they knew you, they knew what you were going through, they knew your issues. And then you go into the community and you do your therapy and you got the tough love and you got put into contracts and there was no medication, none. No medication, nothing. And then you come out of the community and you start to try to work, and because I was giving out a positive message of recovery without medication, I was blocked everywhere. I wasn't able to get any work at all. Once I managed to do the fringes and the shows, that was it. I couldn't work anywhere because I was telling people that you can recover from this cloud cuckoo land condition, borderline personality, which isn't a real illness. It's like the fibromyalgia of the brain. They didn't want me, so I got no work. Then my father died, my whole family cut me off because I was different. Because I didn't want Dad to be euthanized. No one even asked me. So they cut me off. Because they also took my father's home and cut me off, all of them, the whole family. I was in a wheelchair, whatever. All I'm saying is 10 years, I've been 8 years now out of the community. And this situation now, if you're not lucky enough to be living in a place where people are like you, indigos, wide awake, red-pilled, and you can go and be with them now and have a coffee and talk about all the great things that you can do to save the kids, to help people, to change the world for the better. If you're not lucky to have that now, then you're on your own completely. And that's me. Completely alone. And if you just have that one person in your life, like one person, that's it, your husband or your wife, then it's not normal to be stuck all the time with just one person. So you're going to suffer from intense loneliness because your friends, those that you bond with, the red pill, this is me I'm talking about, and I'm sure there's quite a few of you that feel like this. Those that family have turned against them, those that are royals or stuck in celebrity culture, they can't be around those families anymore because those families are just propagating a terrible world. They're not waking up. They're not helping to release the children. You want to be around Liz Croken, John Wedger. You want to be around Mitchell Gerber. You want to be around those that are red-pilled, and so many of you, Charlie, I want to be with Charlie and Jack and Lee and David. That is my culture, my consciousness now. Those are the people you want to be around. You don't want to be around those people that don't understand why the Pope and Prince Philip have black eye because of what they've done to children. You don't want to be around people that celebrate that thing they call the Queen, that fake thing, Churchill's illegitimate daughter. There's nothing to talk about. When they take their medication and poison themselves and won't even check the label anymore because the doctor knows everything. When they won't even sit in the sun because the doctor tells them the sun is dangerous for you. You don't want to be around those people that don't believe you about the 5 thing. I cannot be around those people anymore that have no empathy whatsoever for the children that are being sex slaved. That I want to go out and I want to be part of the revolution to release these kids. And it gets to a point when the loneliness is so intense that, and I don't know about you, where people are back stuck with their families, if they're lucky enough to have a family that resonates. But these people are asleep. They are so attached to these people they were born to and their special friends, and that's it. They don't want anyone else around them. Because God forbid you should push a button in them or wake them up. God forbid. You should rattle their cage. And guess what Laurene does? She rattles cages. She wakes people up. Like Charlie, like Jack, like Mitchell, like John Wedger, like millions and millions and millions of us now, truthers. We need to be together. We need a community of us where we all live together, where we ban anything that is unhealthy, EMF or that thing, or learn how to cope with it. Learn, if you know how to vibrate and not get sick, then teach it to everyone. Don't deny it. Oh. People say to you, it's good to be alone. Just meditate, just sit and meditate. And bring it all up. So yeah, you bring it up. You bring up your lonely childhood. You bring up the abuse, which I did. You bring it up again and again. And then you think, but that still doesn't solve the problem because I am so needs to be around another human being apart from my husband who's got a brain. And those people that used to call themselves friends, some of them have no brains anymore. I can't be with them. I can't. Why would I want to? I want to be with the warriors, the indigos, those people that want to change the world for all of us. I'm an indigo and I love it and I'm proud of it. And I want people like that on moving on TV. If you're lonely, if you're broken because of what this world has done to you, if you're lonely, today is about you, my darlings. Today is about you. Before this started, I was planning to build a commune, to bring us together, a hug commune, a commune based on creativity and magic, where you meditate together. You're never alone. Someone said to me that there's something wrong with you if you think that being alone is wrong. No. I believe that we are tribal. People need people in a nice way. I'm not saying to attach to them, but to detach with love, but you have to have more than just one person in your life. I don't believe in it. I never did. It just happened that I couldn't have children and wasn't allowed to adopt by the system. Were you held back by the lies while they prostituted the children you could have brought up with love? This is the darkness. This is calling someone who I considered a friend, telling her my intense loneliness. And do you know what she said to me? I'm going out with friends. Not once did she say, would you like to come along? Because they don't want you. They don't want you. They just want to be in their cluster. Or didn't even understand what I meant when I said, because I can't talk to these people because they believe everything that they're being told. They believe that Trump's a bad man. They believe in they believe in everything that I don't believe in anymore. I believe that you got to get out there and you got to change the world together. You can't just sit there and meditate. And I feel judged by these people because I'm lonely. I feel judged by these people because they don't know what it feels. If you are lonely, there's a song. If you are lonely, then you will know when someone needs you, you love them so. It's As Long as He Needs Me from Oliver. She's saying, if you are lonely, then you will know when someone needs you, you love them so. We need to be needed and used in a positive way by people. I've never had that because I never had kids. I wasn't able to. I wanted to adopt, but they denied me adoption so they could prostitute the child instead, or eat them or kill them. That's what they do. That's what John Wedger's, fighting against. I wanted to bring up a child. I wanted to be part of life. I wanted to contribute. Did you? But because I'm different, because my message is no meds, because my message is meditation and Buddhism, and not medicating a child and not vaccinating a child, they wouldn't let me adopt. So they broke my heart. I wasn't able to bring up a child. And then when my sister broke away from me and my nieces, because they're a different culture, they grew up in Israel, and I don't feel the same way as they do about a lot of things, they found it easy to cut me off because they live like celebrities. They're very well off. I'm not. I'm different. So instead of accepting me and loving me, they cut me all off. And I do a lot of work on that, and I do my work. But it comes to a point where you have to be with other people. And so I'm saying to you, are you lonely? Because today is about loneliness. At Christmas, I always put Moving on TV line for everyone. I call it the loneliness line because I can't bear to think of people on their own. And I usually go to my in-laws this year. If the world hasn't changed for the better, there's no way on this planet that I will be anywhere near that family. Because in a heartbeat, if anything happened to my husband, and this is the truth, that family would medicate me. That family would put me in an institution saying I'm mentally ill. Because that's what they did to one of their own. And so I don't trust them anymore. There's nothing I can talk to them about, nothing. Luckily, me and my husband, we talk about everything. By his family, I cannot talk to them about anything because I want to go out and save innocence. I want to end the system. I'm coming out against their idols like Churchill and the Queen, and there's nothing. I have nothing in common with them. I have nothing in common with my sister because she will not listen to this or this. I told my sister not to give the cervical cancer injection to my nieces. Of course, none of them have conceived, those that have been injected. I warned her. They don't listen. They don't listen, and they have to get the results if they don't listen. But I can't sit there with my blood boiling, sitting with people that are supporting celebrity culture, and we saw why people have a black eye. They're idols, okay? I want to be with Charlie and Jack and David Mahoney and Lee Dawson today and Kate Cipriani. Those are the people I want, and Mitchell, who thank God is with us. They're my tribe, the friends on Facebook that live all over the world, but they're so busy with their families now that they forget about people like me. We plan to meet up and then nothing happens. They don't understand how lonely it gets. If I hadn't have my work, there would be no point being here. If I didn't have a mission now, but I need to be with that kind of consciousness. We need to set plans We need to think about what are we going to do? How are we going to create that beautiful world together when no one pays the whole of their salary to a greedy landlord that doesn't need it? They've already got a home. You know, if my husband goes back to work, I will be on my own in this lockdown, completely on my own, with not one person. He won't even answer the phone because he never answers the phone when he's there. And I'm not prepared to go back to that. I will leave. I will leave. And I will set up a life for myself somewhere else with my cats. So today is about intense loneliness. This doesn't work for me. I agree that we do need to meditate. We need to take time out. We need to go into nature. But guys, we also have this tribal thing. Human beings are tribal. And loneliness leads to depression. And you know what? So many people are going to be depressed after this lockdown because they have no one. No one cares enough. Yeah, you get the occasional person coming around bringing them a food parcel. Or being with them for 5 minutes and going back to their own lives. Because that's how we are. We've become so attached to our loved ones, to the blood relatives. We don't care about anyone else, apart from you guys that are fighting to release children. They're not our children, they are our children. Everyone, they all belong to us. We belong to everyone. We are connected. We are one world. Every time a child is injured or hurt, it breaks my heart. It breaks your heart. That's why you're working to release the children. This is a war to release the children. So what I'm saying is, this nonsense, blood is thicker than water. If you're in a family and you're so attached to each other, then you're in trouble. Because if anything happens to any of you, you'll be completely lost and you will be mentally ill with a label from those lunatics that are mentally ill that are giving you a label. The lunatics that give you the label are the ones that are mad, that give you drugs and poison you because they are being paid to do that, to destroy the human race. You need to wake up. People need people in a nice way. I'm not saying to leech off of them or to vampire off of them. You should never be stuck with one person all the time like I am at the moment. Because there's not one person that you can actually go to. And that was the same before the lockdown. I did my work. I had a job. I had a brilliant job. I loved my job. I worked 2 days a week with the elderly. And I did singing and acting. And it breaks my heart. They took my job away from me. Did they take your job away from you? Lots of you lost your job. I was an activity officer. I did singing. I did debates. I loved those old people. But the minute the lie of this virus came in, where they took away their kids, their grandkids, and broke their hearts, and I would hug them and kiss them because there was no way I was buying into that lie from the beginning, I got sacked for telling the truth. I got sacked, and I loved my job. I loved it. It got me out of the house. It gave me a community. It gave me a family. We used to sit, me and the old folk, and we did moving on TV. I miss my job. I'm sorry. I miss all those old people. They wouldn't let me go back because of this madness of this virus. I was going in there 3 days a week, 2 days a week, sometimes 3 days a week. But then as soon as the virus said, you can't come in now because you'll contaminate them, they're mad. They're mad. They killed them. They killed them by taking away their kids and their grandkids. And I wiped them up and I held them. And people said, you're the only one who loves us, Lauren. You're the only one who loves us. And then they took my job away because I told you how they get treated. I told you they're breaking their hearts. I suggested that they bring the families and they wave to them from the windows. They wouldn't even do that. They were giving them drinks laden with chemicals, with aspartame, and I highlighted this stuff. Stop it. Give them real fruit. Give them vitamins. Keep them alive. They wouldn't let them open a window to breathe because they said they were going to get a cold. They kill them. They kill them in these residential homes. They get nothing. The greedy people that run these residential homes, they do not give them entertainment anymore. I know, because it was up to me to book it. They would not give us any money. These people sat in wheelchairs. And because I was a singer and entertainer, I entertained them. And then they took me away from them. I loved my job. It got me away from my husband. It got me away from the loneliness. It gave me a purpose. And now I sit in front of a TV screen, or I sit on social media and I talk to people and interview them, because that's all I've got. I've got no one. No one. And those people that are in my life that will not sit there and talk about how we're going to help the innocent children and stop adrenochrome and bring back a good system and propagate Nasara and Gesara are not my consciousness. And I choose to not be with them ever again until they wake up, until they start taking care of themselves, until they start to care about what's going on in the world. And those of you that can sit and talk about that and don't want to meet me and see me for whatever reason, because I push your buttons and I'm a catalyst and you can't deal with it, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you that push the people away that cannot be on their own all the time, or with one person all the time, because it's not natural. Marriage is not natural. It was imposed on us. None of this is natural. None of it. None of it. You're not meant to spend the whole of your life with one person. It's not natural. I don't believe in it. I won't wear those rings anymore. I took my rings off last year. I don't believe in it. I believe that my husband, call him my husband, we've been together 27 years. He's a good human being and I love him. I trust him that he wouldn't force a needle on me or push me into an institution, because he knows me and he knows there's nothing wrong with me. He knows that I'm perfectly capable of getting myself out of my breakdowns, but he's the only one in this family. If anything happened to him, they'd come down on me like a ton of bricks. And I'd have to run very quickly. And I don't want to be reminded of that every day. And as I live with that one person every day, I'm reminded of it. And I have to think about, what would I do? What would you do if you were living like this? Think about it. I want to know your stories. Come on to Moving On TV. Let's make it an amazing mainstream media together. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? You know, it's all these songs are to give you a message that loneliness is here. And the therapeutic community is the answer. It was such a big answer. And then I had my theatre company, and I was working on my show, and I'd go to a community centre and we'd rehearse. Now they've taken that away. They've taken it away. They won't open. So you can't rehearse. And of course, money. Who pays the actors? Who pays the community centre? They don't want to give me grants. They want to give it to the lottery. The lottery wants to give it to big film companies. But hopefully that's going to change, because all these companies are falling. And they're going to start giving money to humanitarian causes. And I can't wait. I can't wait, because I want to grow, and you need to grow. You have a right to grow. We all have a right to grow. So if you're lonely, intensely lonely, like I feel today, come on board Moving On TV. If you're not lucky enough to be sitting with your tribe, come on board Moving On TV. And if you're a friend who's watching this and is not thinking about how loneliness is and not putting yourself, I did say to you yesterday, put yourself in someone's shoes who doesn't have what you have, a family or love or that tribal community. How does it feel? That's how I feel. And I'm talking about a lot of darkness, and I'm also going to read a little bit about the therapeutic community, because once you come out of there, it's finished. They throw you back into life again, and you are expected to go out and fix your life. And that's why so many people have gone back to drugs, drinking, whatever they go back to. And me and maybe 2 people out of that community have actually are thriving. Well, you can thrive because you do your best. Not really thriving. You're doing your best on a day-to-day basis. But those of you, those people that were in the community that had no one, that came in there to get that sense of community and love and family, 24-hour support system, they've gone back to drugs and drinking, whatever, you know. There's nothing after this. Again, they throw you right back out there. And I was lucky because I had my work, and I had my theatre, and I had my work with the elderly, and then they took that away. And now they've taken your jobs away. And if you don't have a family that's red-pilled, you're going to be feeling this. You're going to be feeling this. And you go on Facebook, and people support you on Facebook. Because without social media, guys, you're just sitting there 24 hours a day on your own. And that's not good. That's not healthy. It's not healthy. And don't tell me anyone, because I know those who say to me that this is your journey and you've got to get through it and whatever, have got kids or mums or dads, or they've got something and they see them and they're with them and they hug them. No one feels like this at the moment. Unless you tell me, I don't know how you feel. Tell me. Come on board Moving On TV. Can we help lonely people? Work with me. When I work, I don't feel as bad. Work with me so we can grow this together. As I say, I'm looking for an editor. I'm looking for people to come on here to help this station to grow. And we are growing. We're growing every day. And that is all I have. In case something happens to my husband, I will have Moving On TV. I will have Moving On Theatre to keep me alive. That's it. I have no children, no grandchildren, no cousins, no nieces, no aunts, no parents. And the friends I have, I love them, but they're stuck. They're stuck in whatever, they're stuck with their families, their attachments, and they forget about me. They forget about people like me. And the rest of them are too far away. I have a friend in Scotland, too far away. I have friends all over the world, but you're too far away. And if you feel this way, you know, as I say, for me to go on Facebook and join these groups, most people on these groups, they're not red-pilled. I can't. What am I going to talk to them about? So I'm saying to you, I created Moving On TV for those who never had anything, have big stories like me, but we're not allowed to tell their story. I'm going to take you into the light now. I'm going to tell you a bit about... It opened totally synchronistically when Casey says, let's hear more about your recovery toolbox, which people can find on Moving On TV for free. It's on there. It's called How to Stay Sane in a Crazy World. Okay, here's a sample from my toolbox. HALT. This is the acronym for don't get too hungry, don't get too angry, don't get too lonely, don't get too tired. If you get too hungry, your blood sugar will go all over the place. You won't be able to deal with your head. If you get too angry, you'll need a rage room. You know, you'll need to be able to get into a room and throw some stuff around and let it out. Otherwise, your anger builds to such an extent it's not going to be good. And then don't get too lonely. You have to get out of the house. Mix with people, spend time with friends. They took that away from us. And now the people that you mix with, we're the red-pilled people in the village I live in, when I've been told that everything I put out about 5G is a lie, that you need to wear masks. These are the people in the village I live in. Where are you? In Buckinghamshire? Where are the red-pilled people in the whole of this area that want to meet up now, that want to talk about the things that need to be talked about? Where are you? Because where I live, I have no one to talk to. All they care about is their own little groups, their own little families. Christmas will be coming soon, do you know what I mean? That's all they care about. The system, they want it to stay the way it is, and that's it. That's all they care about. And where are you? Where are you if you care? It says spend time with friends. Who do you spend time with? So you get intensely lonely. He goes off to his family, and if he goes back to work, what do? Do you know what I mean? I'll meditate, I'll work, I can't even go to the allotment because he'll have the car to get to work. So that leaves me on my own, completely on my own. But it's not so much about that. I could go out and be with people, but why would I want to be with idiots that want to wear a mask? Why would I want to be with idiots that are not listening to this? Why would I want to be with idiots that don't have a clue about what's really going on? I want to be with enlightened people, inspired people. I want to be with people like you that come on Moving on TV, that listen, that are waking up, that want this system gone, where every single person has a right to work. Every single person like me has a right to adopt a child because I'm a good person. My father was picked up burning beaches and taken into a family in the old days. Why couldn't I do that? Now you can't even do it with an animal. They take you on this lunacy journey to adopt an animal just so they can feed the nonsense and the sick that they've created in this system. Instead of letting you love an animal. They won't let you love an animal. They won't let you have an animal if your house isn't big enough. They won't let you rent a better place if you've got animals. I am sick to death of this system. I want it annihilated. And that's why I come on Moving on TV every day to ask you to wake up and to tell others to wake up now and end this system. And stop sending me all these messages of what I already know. The problems. They've got black eyes. I know why. I know what adrenochrome is. I know what the mole children are. Stop sending me the problems and send me solutions. I want solutions. I always end the conversation with solutions. Avon contacted me and are denying that they're using serious chemicals. I'll read you the email they sent me. I asked them to come on Moving on TV with someone like Kate Shimriani and deny the chemicals that they're using and killing women and making people infertile with aluminiums and minerals and SLS and parabens and destroying our cells. They denied it. So I said to him, will you come on Moving on TV and I will bring an expert on and then you can tell it. If not, I'll annihilate you. And I will tell everyone that you refuse to come on. And I will read a list of ingredients in your products. I'll pretend to become a rep. I will read the list of ingredients in your products and I will tell you on Watchdoggy what's in the Avon and cosmetics that are being forced. They tell you to go out and sell them to innocent women that haven't got a lot of money because they're cheap. But you know what? The chemicals that are more expensive are the more dangerous ones. They're packed full with even more rubbish. So I want to end it. I want to end it. And that's why I started Moving on TV. I'm fed up with the namby-pamby stuff. I want to be like Mitchell, who's going out to save the Falun Dafa. What is the point if we don't do that? I want to be like Charlie, that's not afraid to say the truth. but telling you that if you sit there and wait for Nasara and Jasara, it's not going to happen. You have to create it. What happened to all of you that were going to bring back the common law, Magna Carta, follow the white rabbit? What happened to that? There was supposed to be a massive stage down in London on the 22nd of June. Where did that go? You see it, I don't know what to believe anymore. But what I'm saying to you here, if you get too lonely, get out of the house, mix with people, spend time with friends. Friends, if you have a heart, I need to be with you occasionally, okay? If you have a heart. It's too much just living on your own all the time in this place with one person. Too much. Because the memories come up, and yeah, I deal with the memories of PTSD, the wars, the loneliness in Israel, having no friends, because I was a little Irish girl that grew up in that terrible, terrible, cabal-infested shithole. And I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be in Dublin. That's what I loved. And they took it away from me. So now I have to relive it again and again. And you could only relive things again and again and again. So much. So get sleep. Get your 7 hours or you won't be able to function. Use Halt. You will be able to cope a lot better. The other thing I say is if you've got a dream, you need a passion. You've got to have a dream. You gotta have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how you gonna make a dream come true? You need a passion. With you, Casey, it's WMAP. With me, it's music, rehearsing, and building a band for my PF show, singing and moving on TV. You have to have a dream. But I can't do my shows because they've locked us down. They've closed. And theatres take every penny from you now. And if you're not famous, they won't help you. It's a terrible, terrible system. And that's what I came out to after 18 months in the therapeutic community. I came out like a pure newborn babe, totally reborn, totally new life, happy, peaceful, calm. I came out back into this. And it's 10 years now since I went in there. 8 years since I left. And I'm just about surviving, not going crazy, having breakdowns and bringing myself out of them every single day without medication. I break, I cry, I scream, I do what I have to do. I mourn my parents, I mourn my family. I miss them like hell. They're all together, all of them. I just don't fit. I don't fit the Israeli norm, do I? No. I don't fit the Israeli norm. So there you go. And I don't fit the royalist norm. I don't fit the celebrity norm. I'm an indigo. I believe in a better world. And I'm looking for us to come together. I can't create a commune at the moment. That's what I was doing before this started. And then it all ended because of this lie, of this non-existent lie, of this pandemic that they put onto us to destroy us, to create more depression. If it's to do a financial reset, then I need to see proof now. I need to start to see the proof. I want to see the proof of Jasara and Nasara because I don't see it in my life. Where is it? All I see is day after day, intense loneliness for some people, intense depression for some people, the same. People in their families, in their attachments. What's changed? What's changed? And as I say, if you're now in a group together with your tribe, I'd be so happy to have that. Why are we not getting together, indigos? Why are we not bonding together, indigos? Because that's what I want. I'm calling you together. I'm calling you together to form groups in your towns. I live in Buckinghamshire. If anyone wants to meet up, if you're an indigo like me, if you're out there to release the innocence, if you're out there to build a beautiful new world together without all of this shit, with getting rid of the old system, then you're my tribe. We're each other's tribe. if you're out there to heal people and you're not scared of the fact that I might push a few buttons in you, which is good because it might wake you up. You're able to wake me up, but what about you, eh? You push me away. If this pushes you away, then it means I'm pushing a button in you, and it means you're not awake. You're only fake and pretending to be awake. So that's what I'm looking for. Contact me on movingontv1@gmail.com. If you live in Buckinghamshire, Bucks or Middlesex or Hertfordshire, and you're wide awake, and I can come around and talk to you about what are we going to do, releasing the children, even interview you, put you on Moving On TV to build Moving On TV with me, to make me a cup of tea, or just a hug, because I don't give a shit about this thing, this fake rubbish. I'd be very grateful for that. I'd be very grateful for it, and so would a lot of people. You're always welcome to come to my house. All you have to do is just text me. If you're an indigo and you're red-pilled, my door is wide open. My heart is wide open. I cannot have anyone near me that is stupid and asleep and an idiot, quite honestly, and who doesn't care enough about the real message here of releasing the kids, of bringing back innocence, of protecting people like Mitchell and the Falun Dafa, and ending adrenochrome and ending the system. If you don't want that, then you can't be anywhere near me. You don't vibrate like me. I have absolutely nothing to do with. If you're someone who understands how to teach human beings how to get over EMF, which I'm so sensitive to and I'm fed up with, or the 5 thing, then please invite me around, because we've got something in common to talk about, and you don't know how important that is. Anyway, this is the big one, and there's light and dark mixed in and all sorts of stuff. And thank you for watching. I can see I'm growing. You're watching and you're listening, because this is light and dark mixed together. It's mixed together, and I'm saying to you, we need love and connection. I do not want to walk around this stupid bunch of idiots like, do you know what I feel like? Do you remember that program, I'm Not a Number, I'm a Free Man? Number 6, isn't that interesting? They gave him a number 6. It's always 6, distance of 6. And remember, he was watched all the time. Everybody else had conformed. The Prisoner and the Stepford Wives. That's how I feel I'm living. The Prisoner and those who are not waking up. I'm wide awake in this village. But who else is wide awake in this village? I know there's another person that lives there, and she knows everything about the Illuminati, but she never wants to connect. Maybe she's scared about this virus. Maybe she believes it, because I don't believe anything. I never did, and I never will. When they tell you there's an alien invasion, which they're probably going to do, you're going to believe it, some of you, and you're going to hide away thinking, no, they come to get us. No, there is no fake alien invasion. It's lies. There is no pandemic. It's lies. It's a flu bug. And they destroyed lives because of a flu bug. Now I'm being told that it's being used for the good. I can see that people have been arrested, and that's wonderful. And so maybe I need to be patient to let the arrests happen. Save the children. That's all I care about. End this sickness of pedophilia. End it. If that's why I've got to be locked down for another 6 months, then so be it. But end it. Please end it. And give us a beautiful world where every child is precious. But never again can a child go through what I went through. Never. All my friends have gone through it. One of my friends was given £10,000, a kick in the teeth after they destroyed his childhood. £10,000 for destroying his childhood in a care home. Terrible. And he can't talk to anyone about it. His partner won't talk about it. That's how people are. Terrible. It's the dark you get. But something's got to come out of this. The light has got... I'm getting like nearly 150 views now for The Awakening. You are watching. I'm asking you to watch and to make this a better world for me. Without moving on TV and my work, I have nothing. As I say, I cannot rely just on one man. It's not right. It's vampirish. It's like a vampire. You need more people in your life in a nice way, to see them, to talk, to laugh, to eat together, to bond, and then go back to being on your own. That's okay. It's about balance. That's it. Balance. So if this gets into anyone's heart today, if it touches you in any way, I want to hear about it. I want to hear solutions. People put messages on there telling me how bad things are. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear solutions. How are you going to get rid of intense loneliness that leads to depression, that leads to those bastards giving medication that doesn't work? How are you going to grow therapeutic communities without medication? And the one I was in wasn't always very good. As I said to you, they denied me water. They denied me toilet breaks, not water, toilet breaks. So I stopped drinking water because they said it was all in my mind, not the menopause. That wasn't 100%. But you need something. You need support systems, real support systems. Yeah, you've got the Samaritans. You can ring them 24 hours a day, 116 123. 116 123. But nowadays, a lot of them are not red-pilled, and you can't talk to them about what you really want to talk about because they don't get it. There are occasionally you get a Samaritan that teaches me about Richie from Boston. That was exciting. They red-pilled me, the Samaritans. But what kind of world is it that you've got to pick up a phone and ring a strange group of people because you've got no one? Because you're not meant to be on your own 24 hours a day, every single day. Unless you're a monk and you want to be a monk. And even monks are not on their own. They're all together. They all train together. They all work together. You're not meant to be. I'm sorry, but I never believed that human beings were meant to be. Why do you have families then? Why do you have children? Because we are meant to be with other people, to create, to detach with love, yes. But we're meant to be with others. People that we resonate with, grow with. One good thing about Israel, and there's not many, was community. I'm going to end on a bit of light here because I'm telling you the good stuff. When my father died, the whole block of flats where Dad lived, every single person came in and took care of him. They brought him food. They took care of Dad. He was never alone, ever. Ever. That's when my mother died, sorry. My mother died. Everyone was there for Dad. Everyone. In this country, if I, God forbid, died in this house, and my husband was at work, there wouldn't be one person that would come from around this village. Maybe one. But I'd have to ask. They're not living here, and they don't care. They just don't care. They don't care. That time when she set off the drills and everything, and I asked her from the bottom of my heart, she didn't care. All she cared about was doing her bathroom. Didn't care about me at all. And I worked through that. And I got huge, huge relief from my PTSD. So I saw that as a teacher, a mirror. But no one would be here. That's how I live. That's how I live from one day to another. When I was in the wheelchair, everyone abandoned me because people don't like to see helplessness. Everyone, except the occasional Facebook friend, and Ignacio would come once a week and take care of me. And my husband, who didn't go to work. That's no way to live. That's no way to live. No way to live. So to a certain extent, I haven't got the attachment you have, but I have an attachment to him, to my partner, which is too strong and too intense because of the way we're living. And I don't like it, and no one should have to live like that. So let's do a card, how to stay sane in a crazy world. Small steps, it's upside down, which means that I'm not doing it or you're not doing it. Today I'm going to set some small achievable goals. We all have goals that we want to achieve. Some are big goals, some are smaller ones. So say I'm asking to create a loving community, red pill community, where I live. If you're there, contact me. If you're in Amersham, Chesham, Buckinghamshire, Hertfordshire, High Wycombe, if you've woken up, please contact me. movingontv1@gmail.com, Moving on TV on Facebook, Hope Glory on Facebook, Hope Glory. Please contact me because I want to be with human beings. The occasional once a week would be nice. A cup of tea, hot chocolate, hug, chat. That's it. So that's a goal. Look at what is realistic to you, then set the goals. It doesn't matter how you're going to make the dream happen. It will happen as you keep setting your smaller goals. The tiny steps on a daily basis lead to your great dream manifesting itself in magical ways. Guys, if I had a big house, I have a tiny house, a 1-bedroom. You're all welcome here. You can come to the allotment. I am inviting you to meditate with me, to hug, to sing, to dance. If you live in Amersham, Oxfordshire, and I know there's some of you, please connect. Please come around. This is unbearable loneliness. Unbearable. Only red pill people, though. I don't want anyone who's going to say to me that this is rubbish. And how do I know anymore? I want people that know, like me, the truth. From the heart. Or else don't bother. I haven't got the time for you. I only want people that are doing what we're doing, waking up the world. So if you live in my vicinity of High Wycombe, Amersham, Chesham, Buckinghamshire, Oxfordshire, within easy reach, we can drive and meet in the middle. You're welcome to come to my house anytime you want, day and night. I don't sleep. I work till 7 a.m. in the morning. Everything's upside down. We have a beautiful allotment. We have loads of people sit there with their families. They picnic. Come and sit with me. Don't reject me, please. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to harm you. I may push some buttons in you, but there's your opportunity to do some work. Small steps. Tiny steps on a daily basis lead to your great dream manifesting itself in magical ways. That's how to stay sane in a crazy world. I'm not mad. I don't have mental illness. I'm lonely. I get angry and frightened. And I'm calling on you to join with me if you are lonely. But you've got to be on the same consciousness. I haven't got the time to wake you up. I haven't got the energy. Do your research. I do everything on Moving on TV. When I get with you personally, I just want to be a friend. That's all. And heal with you. If you can help heal, then that's what, it's good. It's good. It's good to be people that can heal. But only if you're on that vibration. If you believe the nonsense and you're supporting the NHS and all the lies and propagating the system, then you're not with me anymore. We got the lotus flower again. Peace, love, calmness, floating on the river. Floating on the river. And so if I contact you because you're a prayer line and you say to me, it's you, you've got the wrong idea, because they want me. They think it's okay for me to be with people that are not red-pilled, to drive myself insane. Why would I bother? Why would I bother? What's the point? I don't want to be with people like that. So I have to choose very carefully. I don't sit with the idiots around here that are wearing masks or believe in the NHS or say that that isn't true and that I'm lying. What's the point? Yeah. Messages from heaven, from our loved ones. Focus your mind on what you really want. We are helping. It's upside down. It means that whoever's watching this and whoever I am, and me, I'm focusing my mind on what I don't want. Loneliness. I've always come out against loneliness. As I said, at Christmas, I always put the moving. You can call me anytime you want. 07437 532 798. Moving on TV. That's the phone to call me. But please, let's meet up. If there's any way, can you offer me a space to rehearse encounters? Please, because the cast are ready to come back together. We're ready to come back together and rehearse. We don't believe this anymore. Take care.